Hey everyone, it's Annie
and Brady
from the Never Growing Up podcast, a Disney Parks podcast for adults.
Thanks so much for joining us for this week's episode. Make sure you subscribe and leave a rating for us on whatever app you're joining our conversation.
And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Links for all of our accounts are in our show notes.
Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 61 of the Never Growing Up podcast, a Disney Parks podcast for adults. Today we're going to be following up on some news that we talked about last week, and also, drum roll please. Oh my god. A monorail pub crawl.
Ta-da!
Oh my god. I'm crying. Why am I crying? Hey guys. My name is Annie at WTW Collective. And with me is hopefully my safe co-host. Did you fall?
No, I was drum rolling. My
it's
ring
kind
hit
of
the
like you
table.
fell.
Yeah, my ring hit the table, so that's what made it
It's
loud.
your ring. Oh.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
got about
fancy ring.
130,000 diamonds in it. Just kidding.
Well, nothing.
72.
They're so pretty. It is like significant ring.
Thank you.
That's the sound of mine.
Well, my table's also probably like hollow, like wood shaped.
I probably just scratched my computer now. Whoops.
Oh no. Anyways, my name is Brady McClary, known to you guys as Brady Cam on Instagram. And I'm here for it, you know? Like we got a lot of things to say.
We got a lot of things to say, you guys. And we actually wanted to follow up on some news and topics that we discussed last week. And then we were kind of going back and forth, what's going to be our next tour? What are we going to talk about next? Is it going to be Epcot? Is it going to be Animal Kingdom? What are we going to do? And Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream decided to give us a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm.
So thanks. We're very excited to do a monorail pub crawl with y'all today.
I've never done a monorail pub crawl. However, I have had drinks in each of the resorts that the monorail goes to. And that was actually probably within the last 2 trips of my experience. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever gone to the Grand Floridian to drink. Oh, no, I have. Okay. But not to drink. I just went to a restaurant there and happened to have a drink.
Oh my god, why are you drinking? I just saw the picture. Brady just sent me a picture of what he's drinking. And honest to God, I think this is something I drank from Pleasure Island. Like, I have something similar.
It's a little souvenir cup that I got from my trip to Savannah when I went on a TDY there.
Yeah.
And one of the bars that we went to made like one of those little bucket drinks, and I got one and I kept it. And then I'm doing dishes right now, and all my fun drinking cups are being washed. So I was like, well, screw it. I'll just have a little island moment here with my Jack and Coke.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love it. That is an island moment fantasy.
Yes.
I love it. Very cute. I'm just drinking some rosé because it's 4:58 here on Wednesday. Wait, no. Oh my god, this is the second time I've said today is Wednesday. Son of a bitch.
Dude, I literally right before we started, right before you sent me the link, I was thinking like, oh my god, like I have Thursday. I work Thursday I work Friday and then I go to work. I go to Florida. So I was like, oh my god, like I don't have any time. I'm like, I gotta make sure the cats have everything ready to go. I have extra food and extra this, extra that. The house is clean. So when I come back, I'm not into like a hellhole. So I'm just like struggling. And then I remember I have tomorrow off, and then I have Thursday, and then I leave Friday morning. So I have time.
So you're one of those people. Now, granted, my husband is the same, that likes to clean the house before he goes on vacation. I could literally care less, but Nick has to clean up before we leave.
Yeah. Back when I was at in Florida, when I would live in Florida, when Matt and I would go to Disney or go to visit my mom up in Ohio, I would I would clean up just because I didn't want anybody coming into my house to be like, ew, like this is how they live, like. But now especially it's just me. Like when I went on my TDY, like I would just like to come home because I know it's going to be a long trip and
Yeah.
just like relax. And all I'll have to really worry about is laundry. So like my bed sheets will all
Yeah.
be cleaned, and also like if especially because I'm now actually going to be gone for a month instead of just 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Um, I I want to make sure like, hey, I'm not just I'm going to hand out my keys to a few people that I trust,
Yeah.
so that way it's not just one person having to come in the morning and the afternoon for a whole freaking month. But I'm excited because that means I get to be in Florida for a whole month.
So last week we talked about my concern over, well, we talked a lot about annual passes because there was a moment in time where Disney accidentally charged people who are on a monthly plan, which are mostly Florida residents. I don't think anybody else can get a monthly plan, right?
Yeah, only Florida residents can get a monthly plan, which is the only way I would ever be able to afford it.
Yeah, especially these days with the way they keep jacking up the price. But I have been, this has been like a debate, like anywhere you go, like any form of social media, everyone's like, should I cancel my pass? And the reason why I've been holding out on canceling my pass, because and this was last week, I was not sure what the situation was like, if I was grandfathered in a price or if I had a discount or whatever. So I did confirm that you save up to 15%. Now there's an asterisk by that. And I like, okay. When you renew and stay part of the annual pass holder family. So it's not like so it's not like DVC, right? DVC, you're grandfathered in at the price you lock in at the beginning of your relationship
Mm-hmm.
of DVC. This is just giving you a 15% discount. So I know I have to go this with my teaching or my voice teacher organization that I'm part of. I do the same thing. So that I really don't know what to do, guys.
I've been a pass holder for 4 years, and I'm even not sure what to do. And I know you and I always give Disney good suggestions, and sometimes I think they listen. We've always thrown some things out there, but I think, especially right now, people who are in the middle of their annual pass contract should be
Yeah.
able to cancel it, and then when things go back to normal, they should give a 15% off welcome back discount.
So they did increase the merchandise discount to 30%.
That's not what I
Um,
want.
I totally agree with you. And also, I saw this today. And I commented underneath it. I was like, well, it's just going to give those people who are buying like a shit ton of Splash Mountain merchandise to just buy more of it, because clearly no one's stopping them, because there's been other video evidence of seeing these people, different people with like huge bags of Splash Mountain merch that they're just going to go and sell on eBay or wherever.
Which is, I've seen this and I've actually been excited to talk about this. So I'm
Oh
gonna
yeah.
prepare the horn just in case you disagree.
Okay.
Um, where's my horn? There it is. What they can actually do with all that stuff that they're hoarding is keep their racist bullshit. Like, how are they going to resell it when the whole point of them getting rid of it is because people are demanding a change? Nobody wants it.
So yes, I agree with you. But what I think they're doing is they're going to resell it on eBay, and so they're selling it to more racist assholes.
Well,
In
I
my
mean,
opinion.
right, but like, congratulations. I think the people who want it, good for them, and the people who understand why everything's changing for that ride
Yeah,
aren't going to want it anyway, regardless of
yeah,
if it's at the store or online at a higher price. So, like, let those Confederate flag waving weirdos, keep their
yeah.
stuff.
And it's such an
And don't get me
opportune
wrong, the characters
decision.
are cute.
Yeah,
It
it's
just happened to
so
be in
beautiful.
a terrible story.
Yeah, and it's weird too, because like I've noticed people's like accounts, like and what's even weirder is like people like who are European and they have these accounts that have the title of their accounts are, some kind of Splash Mountain reference. And it sucks because it's like I wish they would. I don't think what they're saying, like they're like, what do? I have to change my name, and it's like, mm. I
No,
mean,
I
that's on
don't think
you to make
so.
that decision, but
I think again, like the characters are cute. It just goes along a pretty
yeah.
not so great story. I think if with all the remakes that continue to happen, Disney decides to revamp that storyline and
Yeah.
reuse the characters, Briar Rabbit, Briar Fox, and have like a not racist movie about it. I think, I mean, maybe, it could redeem it, but I think for now,
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
think
know.
those
Because
characters, though,
it is
like,
hard because
stand
those.
for things, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's obviously, like, so much better for Disney to just get rid of this, like, just be done with it, but, like, also, why y'all buying all this merchandise? And also, I'm very surprised because 'cause I've been asked before when I'm shopping with other people, and they're asking me, like, "Is this your merchandise?" Like, they think I'm buying it for other people, and I'm like, "What the" like, how are these people not getting questioned? And
Oh,
I've
I
heard
have 326 racist little grandchildren that want this. Like,
yeah, I'm like, no, they don't."
yeah, like I
Um
mean, I get questioned when I buy annual pass merchandise. If I buy
mhm,
more than one, they're like, "Are you sure this is just for you? I need to see the other annual pass." And it's like,
yes! That's what I don't
what?
understand. Well, they might not be annual pass member, you know? Maybe they're not, they
Yeah.
must not be. Because I think because I get questioned, like, anytime I go to the parks, in my back pocket is my ID and my annual pass because you have to
Hmm.
show them every time you buy something.
Hmm.
So it's
That's,
like,
I mean, the beauty of the wristband. Oh God,
uh,
literally all you have to carry around are those two. I mean, three things:
yeah,
wristband, ID, and pass. Which, if you're paying with your wristband, I think you should not have to carry your ID. I think something should pop up saying that you're an annual pass holder, and so
you tell me
not
that.
your ID even. I mean, like your pass.
Yeah, I
Just
know. I hope they figure that out one day because the argument for that is like I think like you could drop your magic band and someone could pick it up and put it on, but it's like why doesn't your picture pop up then?
yeah.
Because they take your picture and it does that over like when I go to Disneyland, they take your picture when even I'm not an annual pass holder. They take your picture. So in the event that you drop your ticket or something and you need it and like it's going to pop up with someone else's face. Like why can't we do that here? Don't get me
I
started.
wonder what my picture looks like because when I started going about 4 years ago. So like, what
Wow.
was 100 pounds ago, Brady like?
Oh my god, thank God I got mine when I was fat. So, like, I don't look so significantly different, but, like, I had, like, the most shit-eating grin. I was so excited.
Aw, that's
I know, I was
cute.
so excited. But so
Dork.
what I did notice when I looked this up is that my pass has been extended. So my pass I know some people were saying, like, theirs aren't or some people's haven't been extended yet. Mine has so I got my annual pass in August last year, and it's been extended to November 27th.
I don't think mine has yet because when my mom tried to, because we rescheduled for our trip for June of next year,
Right.
and with the military tickets that I purchased for them, they since we weren't able to use it this year, they're agreeing to carry those on to the next year. However, if the prices go up, you have to pay the
Yeah.
price difference. Our hotels are $600 more, which I don't think they should charge us
Mm,
any more because we've had to
no.
reschedule twice.
Right.
Um, but let me check real quick. I'm in my app right now. I'm gonna see if my tickets, since I've talked to my mom, have um, carried
And I didn't
forward.
know it had been extended until I was doing research on that question. So, like, it just had mentioned that mine had been extended to November. And I was like, "Okay, well, I'm probably not gonna go unless, like, something magical happens and shit gets better." But I don't think that's happening with the way Florida's, acting, in my opinion.
I know it's
And I
bad. And
can't.
honestly, like, oh, I don't remember my password, so it's just
I didn't
Albert.
put my earpiece in. Oh my god, I better sound is like shit. Hold on.
No, you sound good.
I mean, we're not gonna re-record this, but I have my earpiece in. Sorry, guys, if my sound sucked
No,
up
you
until
sounded
now.
perfectly fine.
Oh, okay. I was like, "Oh my god, I didn't put them in. They're just sitting here."
No, you sounded good.
Okay.
I'm a little torn because again, originally I was planning on only being in Florida for work for 2 weeks and
Yeah.
then coming home. But since my leave was approved, I wonder if I'll be able to squeeze in like a quick trip. on the weekend.
You know what? This actually brings up a
Or
really
if
good
I
point, and I'm really
should.
glad you brought this up. So here's my thought on this. And so there was an account on Instagram that I saw that people were like, "I'm judging you if you're going to Disney." Da, 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 da. Here's my thing. I don't. I okay. Moral of the story. I don't agree that Disney opened the park. I don't think they should have opened because Florida can't get their shit together.
They can't.
That
And the
is why.
governor is dropping the ball every chance he
Oh
gets.
god. So I this is not on Disney, yo. Like I think Disney is doing and I'm not saying this because I have a Disney podcast. I'm not saying this because I'm like a quote unquote influencer. Like that is not what I'm saying. I'm saying I think Disney is really doing everything they possibly can. I really do believe that.
And honestly, have you
I
seen
think
some of the videos? Every hour
yes,
they spray down every train, every
yes,
cart, every boat, every ride with disinfectant. There's hand wash stations, there's hand sanitizer stations, there's
yeah.
masks available. Do I think they should be charging for the masks? Maybe not as much as they probably are, um, but they got to make their money. And those
Yeah.
shirts, we're back together shirts
The
or
welcome
whatever,
back ones, yeah, or whatever,
so
yeah.
fucking cute.
So cute. Yeah. I would personally not go right now because I am I don't like going in the summer as it is. As it is. I'm so hot. I hate my life. I'm so uncomfortable. Adding a mask to that, I am not saying that I would not wear a mask. I would obviously wear a mask, but it'd be hot as shit. I get that.
Mhm.
So I would be miserable and therefore will not go. However, I do think that Disney is doing the best they possibly can. I have seen a couple. There's like one. This I don't know if you've seen this. There's another account now that's like cancel culture for Disney. I don't know if it's not really cancel culture for Disney, but whatever. Um, that showed some testaments of people who work for Disney or saying like all these people have been testing positive, whatever. I'm not going to get into that, but I don't think that's the fault of Disney. I think that's the fault of Florida. And so that's why if you went to Disney and you're healthy, God bless you. Like go. Like just wear a mask, keep clean. I mean, don't be an asshole. I don't agree with the fact that it's open, but like, okay, my whole thing on this is like, if we could all just follow the rules, we would
Mhm.
beat this so much faster. And people who are fighting this need to get over themselves because they don't
Well,
realize they're holding it up.
two things. The first, I saw a post from somebody on my Facebook that was a guy wearing a mask and a guy not wearing a mask, and the guy wearing a mask was like, "You should wear a mask even though you're healthy, because it'll help protect yourself and others." And
Right.
then the guy not wearing a mask goes, "Oh, kind of like a gun,"
Oh,
and
fuck's sake.
and then like the guy wearing a mask kind of like frowns, like furrows his eyebrows. And I was like reading it like, okay, yes, I get what they're saying, but you can even flip it the other way. Like, he could be, oh, you should carry a gun, even though you may not need it, it could protect you and others. And then the guy could say, oh, kind of like wearing a mask. And then the guy with the gun could frown. It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But
Yeah. I mean, like, the moral of the story is if you want to go to Disney, you should go. If you
my
want.
I want to. My only concern is I don't know how that would play with my past because again, I don't know even if it's restarted or not. And B, I only want to go because I don't know. Being in the military, where our rules, I mean, we're still locked down. Like I had to
Yeah.
get commander's approval to take vacation to a place I
Yeah.
was already going for work.
Why do I keep coughing?
Um, and he could have said no. So it's like, should I go when I have the chance? Because who knows when I'll have another chance.
Yeah, no. I mean, here's my thing. If you're healthy, even if the whole thing is like even if you're asymptomatic and you're wearing a mask, the other person is wearing a mask because you're both wearing a mask and you're practicing social distancing, you have a
Mhm.
1.5% of transferring that virus. So, therefore, if y'all follow the rules, live your truth. Like
I
do what
don't
you
think
want.
I don't think the military, most of the military, I should say, because actually rates are rising in the military at an alarming rate. But I think a lot of us are going to be kind of okay and not even be
Yeah.
asymptomatic because every year we're just stuffed full of shots. So
Oh, yeah, I've seen the line. Like the line that you go down with for all the vaccinations. That's
that's
wild.
in basic training.
Yeah.
There's literally people on both sides of you. Your sleeves are rolled up, and you just walk
Yeah.
through. It's like a gauntlet. You walk through, and they're just like, pss, 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 pss. then at the end you show your butt cheek, peanut butter shot. And you
Yeah.
call it a peanut butter shot because one, it's thick as fuck and it hurts
Yeah.
so bad, and you got to sit there and rub it, and it hurts
Oh,
so
buddy.
bad. And
Yeah.
then because MTIs want to like get that pain out of your butt really quick, they make you
Sure.
run back to the dorms, so that way it helps like loosen it all up and
Yeah.
stuff. It's the worst.
That's
Luckily, I can't do that anymore because since then I've become 100% allergic to penicillin.
Oh, no. I didn't know that's something that you could develop, like, later on in
Oh
life.
yeah, listen up, ladies and gentlemen. If
Yeah.
you can have 999 shots of penicillin or pills of penicillin, the
Mhm.
1000th time you could be allergic. And that
Oh
happened to
my
me
god.
because I went through my whole life, not a problem. Basic training, got penicillin, not a problem. Got to my first base, I got strep throat, and like I was like my tonsils were swollen and
Yeah,
everything was
yeah, yeah.
gross, so they gave me penicillin. And then I went back to work and I was like, hey, I think I need to go back to the hospital. Like, I got a rash
God.
all over my chest and my legs, and I can't breathe. And my supervisor was like, oh, you're just trying to get out of work again. I know you're not feeling well, but we need you. And I'm like, well, I'm leaving. And I drove myself back to the hospital, and my doctor was like, has this ever happened to you before with
Yeah.
penicillin? And I was like, no, this is the first time. And he's like, so they made me these bright red metallic dog tags that are a warning,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that if I get hurt, to not give me that. But
Yeah.
he was like, okay, well, I need you to really listen. Like, don't ever let anybody give you penicillin again, because if this is how you're reacting your first time showing symptoms of like an allergic reaction, the next time
Mhm.
you will die.
Oh my god. The hell?
Because he's like, most people kind of like develop the reaction if they're not like already allergic to it. But I went from
Yeah.
not being allergic to it to having to go back to the hospital and unable to breathe in one go.
Holy
So they're like,
crap.
yeah. And sorry, back to,
That's
but pay attention, guys. Like, it's scary. I'm not saying don't
yeah.
take it, but
Yeah, no,
always be cautious of what you're putting in your body, regardless if it's medication or honey or whatever, peanut butter, peanuts. I know milk you can go back and forth on, so just be
yeah,
wary.
I'm one of those people, yeah. So, and just one more story that we're gonna talk about before we get into our pub crawl, and we have drinks ready for us here. Um,
I've already started.
yeah, oh, I've already started. Um, they have announced the dates as to when certain resorts are going to open. So Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas, Jumbo House, Pop Century, and Disney's Contemporary Resort are already open. They opened on July 10th. But those are all that's going to be open until July 29th. And the next one to open is Caribbean Beach.
I love Caribbean
You
Beach.
do love Caribbean
We've
Beach. I've
talked
never
about
been there.
this.
I've
It's
only walked by.
for a moderate hotel. It is so cute and just so
Yeah.
well themed. I think they really, really nailed it on the head. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, I think the moderate resorts are kind of slept on, because
They are.
people
They're
think,
great.
yeah, I think a lot of people go, oh, either I'm gonna pay for the value, or I'm gonna go big and go to the deluxe. Which
Right. Yeah. I hear
honestly, some
you.
of these moderate ones are newer than a lot of these deluxe ones that have been
Yeah.
around for forever and have not been updated or painted or like Um,
Yeah. That's a
so
good
it's
point.
like I think personally, and I know again, I'll get this horn set up right now because you're gonna stab me. I think personally, the contemporary is way overpriced and should. I mean, obviously it's a deluxe because it literally
Yeah.
faces the castle, but like it is old, so old.
So
Do you hate
here's
me yet?
no, and here's why I half agree with you. I half agree with you because and it's not so they have redone the rooms.
Then I'll just give it
Like
one.
they've been redoing them over time. Yeah, I know. But I
She only
do
half
agree.
agrees.
Like if
That's
you're
all you get.
staying I only half agree with it. So I do agree that the rooms, what is that called? Like the garden rooms that are like not in the dome, not in the pyramid dome situation. I don't think those are worth the price that they are. The rooms are very nice. I just think they like look like some random ass hotel, and I don't think it's worth the price. if you're
Like
staying
those are the ones that
in,
you can kind of see from the monorail, right? Like if you like after you
yeah,
kind
it's
of
like a
pass the
separate building.
contemporary, and they're just like out
Yeah.
there, and they just look like a Motel 6 behind a weird
Yes.
half pyramid looking thing.
The rooms inside do not look like Motel 6. They're very nice. But from the outside, yes, looks like Motel 6. And if you're inside the main building, that I think is worth the money because it's the rooms are obviously beautiful. I think, in my opinion, I think the contemporary why am I farting? Concierge lounge is the best concierge lounge on property, in my opinion. I think it's worth the money. But no, I agree. I'm half on you with that because I think because that's what that, and honestly, this is what Disney does, is for a lot of the deluxe resorts, they have like random standalone buildings or like the really far away ass buildings that are the cheaper, like they're the standard room view when you're booking the room. So
Hmm.
like they suck ass, and
But then like the price between the standard room and then like the castle view room is
it's obscene.
absurd.
Oh, it's stupid, and like
So it's
everyone
like
can
then
do
you're kind of
it. No deal.
forced to go to those standard
You
room
are,
views,
you
but then
are,
at that point you might as well get a nice room at a
yeah.
moderate. I
And
just
I
love the
think
moderates.
yeah, and I think because they put in now that we have the Skyliner, even though for all of our gripes that we've had about the Skyliner for a long time, I think that does help. Because that was my huge whole thing about not really staying in moderates because they were like kind of out in the middle of nowhere. And so it was
I
like
would
hard to get back and
say
forth.
yes to all. I think the Caribbean Beach Resort is the most centralized
Mhm.
moderate resort, and that's part of why I love it so much because it's
Yeah.
literally right there by the a turnoff. You go forward, you're gonna get to the Animal Kingdom in Hollywood Studios. If you go, I mean, Hollywood Studios, you can see from some of the rooms basically, and then if you go right, that's Magic Kingdom and Epcot. So it's so central, it's so close. It's almost, I mean, it's literally right across the street from the Swan and Dolphin.
Yeah,
Dolphin.
it is.
So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah,
I
so
don't
I'm
know. I just love
so
it.
and one thing to keep in mind too is you see like because then after July 29th, the next one's not until August 12th. And a lot so because the NBA is doing that like bubble season where they're staying at it's Grand Floridian, I forget, and I think it's the later one. So it's Grand Floridian, Boardwalk, and something else they're staying at. And so they can finish or sort of finish out the season at the sports center. Where people are already testing positive, but here we are. The kind of like because they're just going out. Like this has nothing to do with nothing to do with Disney because Disney's locking down. But yeah. So August 24th, Yacht and Beach opens. Now, are they? Here's what we need to clarify. When they say open, do they mean like can you go there now and like eat dinner or probably not? Probably they're just like completely closed.
I think. Oh, I think you can, because those restaurants all need reservations, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think you can. Um, oh, actually, I don't know because my mom was just talking about how Ohana won't be available for when we go in June,
Oh,
as of now.
oh, as of
Um,
now,
but
yeah, yeah,
but yeah, but the one next door to it, Kana, it
yeah.
will be available for reservation, which typically you don't need a reservation for Kana because that's kind of a more quick servicey sit down restaurant.
At
Because
Kona
it's like,
Cafe, yeah.
yeah, like it's not quick service, but it's not the extent of
It's
Ohana.
not yeah, it's not as yeah, no, I've eaten at Kona a few times, and yes, I agree with you. It's not like
Actually, me and
exactly.
Nikki, it's Sterling Nikki,
Oh, yeah.
we ate there when right before we all met up at, where did we go after that?
Not in no, she was I don't sh w
Oh,
she met
it
us
was
in
before we went to
Jelly Roll?
Abracadad Bar. Yeah,
Oh, Abracadabra, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, got you.
I like
The
to call it
Grand
Abracadad Bod.
the Grand Floridian Resort's opening on September 21st. October 1st is the Boardwalk, and October 14th is Coronado. So, a couple of things that I didn't see on this list are the All-Star resorts. Now, this is like
Which
cut and pasted from Disney.
I don't know. I don't know,
I don't
and I really
I
don't
have
know
no idea
anything
why.
about this. I've just been so overwhelmed with
Yeah.
the different levels of what everything is opening, and then having to reschedule my vacation 3 times. It's like, I don't know. It sucks. I guess I'm glad because my mom and sister and my nieces and nephew will be in Florida because they decided instead of going to Disney World, they'll just get a condo in Destin where I live,
That's
and we'll all meet there and call it a vacation there. You know, a
nice.
little
Yeah,
beachcation.
for
Because I
sure.
mean, it is a huge vacation for them because they're coming from Ohio.
Oh
For
yeah.
me, it's just I get to be home and my family will get to see my house and all, for the first time and everything. So, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
sucks because that's the week we were supposed to be at Disney again. So hopefully by June everything's figured out. Meantime, in between time, so much can happen. Like I'm deploying in January. You know, like
Okay, so that is still happening in January then.
yep.
Okay.
And then like I don't know, it's crazy. So the world can
The
change.
world
2020 has
is
been a
upside down.
freaking roller coaster. That poor girl that plays Santana, that
Dude,
or
that sucks,
Naya
man.
girl, that she is such a proponent for the LGBTQ
Yeah.
community, and she's hosted the GLAAD Awards like multiple times. It's heartbreaking, and she's only 3 years older than me.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Yeah. She was like really. Oh god, it's awful.
but the world is crazy, 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 crazy.
It is 2020. We're
But
kicking the balls.
you know what? You know what they've been saying? Self care out, binge drinking in. Let's have a good time. 2020, like fuck it. Let's do a monorail pub crawl.
Let's do them. We'll get the segue for the gods. Get out of town, guys. Like we were saying earlier, this was proposed to us by Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream. Let's get it all together.
His name's
And we were
Brandon.
like, his name is Brandon. And
If you're not already following him, but let's be honest, he has, I think, more followers. I know more followers than me. I think he has about the same followers as you. You guys are
about the
probably
same.
already following him. But if not, Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream. I talk about him a lot in this because he's always, I think I'd have to say he's one of our biggest fans. Every week we don't post an episode,
He's like,
he
where are
sends
you?
me hate mail. He's like, I had nothing to listen to on my commute to work. So, no, he's definitely
he's just joking.
always been listening. I would say since day one, and I really appreciate that he would give me this input. Oh my god! Oh, before we get started,
Oh shit!
I
Okay.
have that clarification from. Let's see here. Remember last episode I was talking about how you can't use your Magic Band for dining.
Oh
Well,
yes, we did talk about that. That's right.
Yes, somebody. His Instagram name
Douglas
is
Fammy.
Douglas Fammy. His
Familicious.
Instagram handle is Familicious. He wrote into my inbox and said that while originally you could not use your dining plan credits with mobile ordering, they made an update and now you can. So I stand corrected. You can absolutely do that with your dining credits, and you can do that quick service just like usual. So you can sit down, order it on your app, and use your credits, which I think is a huge upgrade and actually very significant because it was mobile ordering, guys. Like if you haven't done it, you're missing out. Pick your seat and then order your food.
Don't get me started. But also, thank you, Douglas, for being just like a nice dude about it. Because some people can be assholes and be like, you got this wrong, blah blah blah. You were very nice.
I wanted you to know. He was like, hey, you guys already probably recorded the podcast, but unfortunately, I had to work over the weekend, so I was like, nope, we didn't.
We didn't. So this is good.
And so and he was like, just wanted you to know this and that. So I was like, yeah, because like 100%. A lot of people are like, you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm like,
you absolutely can go to the park today. It's like, all right,
okay.
Cool.
I don't know why that was necessary. Do you feel better being an asshole? I'm not sure. But I always like to point out people who are just very nice and just say things like, hey, like just FYI, blah, blah. And I'm like, thanks, man. Thanks for not being a dick. Like, seriously, I'm not being like an idiot. I'm like, serious. Thank you for not being a dick.
We're not being facetious at all. Like,
no, we're being very serious.
We appreciate and like we always say at the end of every episode, if we say something wrong, let us know so we can correct ourselves. If you want to hear something from us, let us know and we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And in 1 week, we had 2 people do it. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. No, seriously, like we're totally cool with it. Like no big deal at all.
Let's get
So
drunk.
okay, so and what we also thought was interesting the way Brandon suggested this is because this is like, and this is what my husband and I do. We don't do a full crawl. We don't do a crawl, but we usually do end up going to the wave for lunch and like have a few drinks and like have lunch. So and because the monorail, if you're leaving the Magic Kingdom, like we just left our tour, we just left our tour and we get on the monorail, it will take you to Contemporary first. So that's where we're gonna start.
The Contemporary.
Let's
And
start with the game.
I'm new to the Contemporary,
You are
guys.
new, yeah.
The first time I went was with Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream, Brandon,
Mhm.
and it sent me over, guys. Like
You got
we had been
hammered.
drinking. That was the unfortunate boat story day, guys. If you remember, if you go listen back to our most patriotic episode ever, I peed off a boat at Disney.
God, which episode was that?
Oh God, 100
It's
years
back
ago.
there.
That
It's
was
one of our
that
funniest. One of our
that was
funniest.
before this event at the Wave Lounge, and that is what threw me over. So let's talk about it.
So the wave is on the first level of the Contemporary when you walk in. Now that's if you walk in from the main entrance. So like if you come in from the monorail, you're gonna have to go down 2 floors. You're gonna have to go down one escalator that takes you where to like the entrance to California Grill is, or to where to get the elevator for California Grill, and then you go down another escalator, and then that takes you. It's the ground level of Contemporary. So that's how you get there.
That's it.
People give
I will
Wave a
say
lot of
also,
shit.
like the travel there is kind of like an empty airport. It just feels
It
weird.
is. Yeah, it is
Like there's
weird.
a lot of space of nothing in between the
Because it's conference
monorail.
areas, yeah, mhm.
Yeah, it's all just conference room. Oh my God, flashback to me trying to run down the back corridors. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so people give the Wave shit. I don't get that. People are just like, so yeah, like if you go in there for like a dining experience, like it's not like signature dining. Like you're not gonna be like
No,
blown away,
it's
but
a
like it's
bar.
good. The lounge is like so freaking nice. I will fight anyone who says that the lounge is shit. Their lounge is nice,
It's
okay?
pretty. It's got like really nice
So nice.
dark blue ambiance. Like you really feel
Yeah.
like you're inside of a wave. And I
Yeah.
mean, like I'm looking at all the prices of these signature cocktails that they got, and they're very fair. Like
Yeah, they're
as
pretty
far as Disney
normal.
goes, we all know Disney charges quite a bit, especially for their signature drinks.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm looking at all these drinks, and there's not one that I would be like, they are charged for that. I think that for Disney price, it's a fair Disney price.
Yeah.
And they're
And so we're
strong as shit, guys. I'm telling you
They
what.
are. They will fuck you up. So we're doing the same thing as we've done in all of our tours, guys. Anytime we visit any of the menus for any of these lounges, we're choosing them like just like we did. And I think we do have a lot of experience in these bars. So sorry. And we spent some time here. So a couple of things to note about the Wave Lounge menu. So they have 3 things on their menu, like that are like bar bites, but and this goes for most of the Disney signature dining restaurant or any of the restaurants. If you go to the lounge, you can usually order from the full menu, and that is the case here at the Wave too. Just FYI.
Mhm. Also, flashback
But
to
for
what I was talking about Kona earlier. You can, if you like want the bread from Ohana, and you just ask, they'll bring you
yeah,
the bread from Ohana. Like,
yeah, yeah, a lot of
mhm,
places will do that. Yeah. So they're showing and again, the last time I was at the Wave was oh, oh God, I haven't been to the Wave in a long time. Oh, that's sad. When was the last time at the
oh,
Wave?
that's it. You're so
Usually I
cute.
would get I know, that's sad. Usually we would go there. So I haven't been to here since I was a vegetarian. So I'll just pretend I'm not for a hot minute. But on here they have I think I would probably get the crab cakes, but they do usually have some kind of like seafood bowl, like seafood with like edamame and shit and like rice. Oh, it's fire. It's so
Love
good.
it.
Their lunch there is phenomenal.
Oh, okay, so I think it would depend on what time of day I went. So,
Mhm.
guys, I'm looking at here. The lounge. They've only got 3 appetizer options. If I were to go back and want to eat something back on the day I went, I was already drinking, so I'd probably just go with the signature burger, because we all know food tastes 1,000% better when you've had some cocktails in you.
Sure.
So I think just eating that burger would, like, drunkenly,
Oh,
would be so satisfying.
100%. 100%.
But since we're just leaving the park and this is the first stop of the pub crawl, if I was going to pick anything, it would be the chicken sandwich, because it's just a light herb marinated chicken, and it's got some avocado, a lemon aioli, and I think that would just be a better start for a long night of drinking. It won't be
Yeah.
as heavy.
And one thing to we should probably mention this. Obviously this is for 21 and over there. But one thing to keep in mind is that no. But one thing that when people actually do the monorail pub crawl, they're usually only going to one bar per resort. We're
Mhm.
giving you all the options. We're not saying you have to do all the options to do them. I mean, if you are like feeling that, like I would have blacked out like within one resort, but like
I would say just get one drink per, because I'm
per
telling you,
resort. Yeah.
they're. I mean, not even okay. So if you're gonna do one bar per resort,
Yeah. That's
then
the
maybe
true
one or
crawl.
two.
Yeah, you can.
But if you're gonna do all the bars in one
Don't do that. Don't do that.
resort, I would
No,
say
please.
just get one drink. Otherwise, by the time you get back to the Polynesian, you're gonna puke on that stitch-looking carve out in the lobby.
Yeah,
Like,
if you were gonna do all of them, like stick to vodka water, vodka soda, something that's not gonna fuck you up. Like I'm saying a lot of F words. But
I know.
like
Sorry,
I
guys.
would say, like, yeah, sorry. But I would say like we're talking about like cocktails that we would order like in just like a random situation. But if I was doing like if I was going to all these places, like, and we're mentioning all the bars in each resort. We're not including pool bars because that's aggressive. But I would just get vodka sodas at all of them. But we're just pretending that whatever, and we're getting whatever we want cocktail wise or at these. So just keep that in mind. Like we're not saying go to every single bar and order a different cocktail everywhere you go because you will die.
Listen, guys. Again, 21 and up. This is a Disney Parks podcast for
Yeah.
adults. We are not condoning over drinking by
Yeah.
any means or over serving yourself. Have I done it? Yes.
Oh,
Am
we've
I
all been there.
telling everybody to do that? No. So
No.
don't come at us saying, oh, Never Growing Up podcast said I should drink all around Disney property. No.
Like no,
We're
settle
saying
down.
be responsible. If you're going to do
Yeah.
it, make sure you take an Uber or you have a plan, because don't get
You're
behind
on
the
the
wheel ahead
monorail.
of
You ain't
this.
driving. You're on the monorail.
Well, I mean, you're on the monorail until it's over. Then, like,
Oh well,
it all
sure,
depends on where you're staying.
sure. But yeah,
So,
so make sure you're drinking water in between all of your stops or as you're drinking. Like don't be an idiot. Okay. Cocktails.
we made it.
They have an awesome cocktail menu, if you ask me. Some of them are like the bait. Like if you guys haven't noticed, when you go to a lot of the lounges at Disney World, and it's the same thing at Disneyland, they have like a standard menu of cocktails that you see like everywhere, and then they have some that are specific to the location where you're at, and then they have like some specific wines and beers and liquors, stuff like that, specific to where you're staying. But a lot of times, there's just like a very basic menu.
Yes. And honestly, even the signature drinks, I don't know why they would call them signature. I guess I'm actually putting words in the mouth because this just says cocktails.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's what they are.
but yeah, but you can find them the same thing. They might be named differently because they want to, like, stick to that theme. For
Yeah.
instance, since we're talking about cocktails, my absolute favorite cocktail from the Wave is the pina colada. It
Yeah.
is so good. I've actually never had a pina colada at all before I went and
Yeah.
got this, and it sent me over the edge. I had two. I was trashed.
That is so
Um,
funny.
but it's Bacardi raspberry rum blended with flavors of coconut, pineapple, and raspberry puree. Is like so. Okay, so Bacardi raspberry rum blended with flavors of coconut and pineapple. That's like the drink, and then they splash a raspberry puree in there to give it that like lava feel. You can
Yeah.
absolutely get this in basically every restaurant or bar on Disney property. It just might be called something different, or if you even call it that, they'll probably just make it for you.
Yeah.
But it's my all-time favorite. It's $13, and it's strong. It's a good sipper.
Normally what I get here, they make a fantastic Negroni here. It's on the signature menu. I love a Negroni. I get it a lot. Actually I get it a lot
How
at this restaurant.
crazy, guys! We've known each other for almost what,
2 years, 3 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Because July we both started our Disneygram, and that's when we kind of
In
started chatting and
2018.
like. Yeah, and we
Yeah.
were like trying to like help each other out and like, oh, I learned this, I learned that,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, I learned this and I learned that, and but for some reason, when I was going through this, I was like, you know what? I bet this bitch is gonna get a Negroni.
I love it. I get it all the time. Oh, I love it. I think I
It's a
got it when we went to Tito
Campari.
Gusto. Oh, it's so good.
Oh,
It's
you
bitter as
did. You
hell.
did get it at
Yeah.
Two to Go. So I probably just like thought I knew you really well, but yeah. What? Okay,
No.
so if you're a child like me and somebody said, "Oh, what's a Campari? What is it?"
It's a very bitter Italian liqueur, and it's usually used as a digestif. So it really does. Like a Negroni is usually like an aperitif, but you usually have a Negroni because it's gin, Campari, and vermouth, and it's usually an aperitif. So that's usually why I get it like before I eat a meal.
Clear the
And then
palate.
to cleanse the palate. Or yeah, to clear it, and then I'll probably have like a rosé afterwards. Usually, what I'll do there. But I didn't realize this, and I wish I would have known because we always find out something new during these shows. They have some really legit bourbon flights, and if I was staying at the Contemporary, I would hit this up at the end of my day and have one of these bourbon flights because this is impressive as hell. Well, it's like Angel's Envy, Buffalo Trace are the same distillery. I've been there randomly.
Woodford's always really good though
Yeah,
too.
Woodford's fantastic. They have like a really nice, like that's like a legit like a bourbon flight for like $17. Like that's real nice. That's like really
However,
cheap.
I will say $15 for Maker's Mark.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
I mean, that's like a whole bottle of it.
Let's head up back to the two escalators right next to Chef Mickey's to go to Outer Rim,
So
which
I got
is
to be
I
honest, the
love Outer
next
Rim.
ones I don't think I've been to.
That's okay. We'll walk through it. Outer Rim is a very basic ass hotel bar. That's all it is. Like it's so if you know where Chef Mickey's
Service of
is,
bars.
it's what?
The quick service of bars.
Yes, that's a very good way. Yeah, it's like just like your basic hotel, like any, like not just Disney hotel, like basic hotel bar. So it has like it has some seating there, and it's to the if you're like just coming up from the escalator from the wave, if you're feeling it, and you turn around, you're facing Chef Mickey's. It's on the left, and it's just like a really nice like. It's obviously like Nick and I have watched a lot of sports there randomly. And we've hung out there. Honestly, all I would get here is just a normal drink, like just a normal bar drink. I would probably just get a vodka soda here, quite honestly. Just to be, I mean, I'm not even gonna look at the menu. That's what I would get.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the menu right now, and it's all the same as
Mm-hmm.
the Wave. So I feel like if you were gonna go to a bar, might as well go to the Wave. It's a bit more of an experience than this
Yeah,
one is sounding like. Even like all the beers and ciders, super basic. I probably wouldn't get the pina colada here. I'd probably either just get like one of my favorite ciders if they even had it,
yeah.
which I don't see it, or I would just go with maybe a glass of rosé. I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Probably just a
Yeah.
Jack and Coke, to be honest. Like
That's the kind of place this is. Like, you're just gonna get something that you're just gonna like sit with. You know what I'm saying? It's like
cheer,
not like
yeah,
an
to cheer
experience.
you on to the next one or watch the game.
Yeah, exactly. So very quickly, we're gonna move on to one of my personal favorites, the California Grill Lounge, which is sort of difficult to get into. And so here's why. So it depends on when you go. So in normal times, and if you're going during a time that's not a busy time, this is impossible to do during peak times. You can't do this. But when you go up to the registration area for California Grill, you just say, "Hey, I just want to go to the lounge." And if they're not busy, they will let you up. The best time to do this is literally between like 4 and 5, which is very early, but honestly, it's like the only time you're gonna be able to get up there. Go there between 4 and 5. They'll send you up. You go to the lounge. You can go to like sitting at the bar. Like so, it's like once you get up to California Grill, you like turn a corner. There's like lounge seating, so it's within the restaurant. So it's not like a separate area. And there's like this little round bar. You can sit there, you can sit in the lounge seating. You can get the full menu. So if it's just like
Mm.
two of you going, Nick and I would do this a lot when we go to when we go during dead times of the year. We won't make a reservation. We will go at like 5 o'clock and just go sit in the lounge, and you get the full California Grill menu.
You know, I'm
Worth it.
looking at this, and this one actually says signature cocktails.
Yeah, this one's very specific. Yeah.
There's a lot of good looking drinks on here.
Oh yeah.
I think I would have to go with either the blackberry sour because I love blackberries, or the blueberry lemon drop martini.
Mm. Oh,
I
that's
bet
real
Eat
good.
Drink Travel Dream would go for this Ancho Rancho spicy margarita because he's a freak.
Like the spicy margaritas, yeah. I've had the Sonoma maple bourbon old fashioned. It is fantastic. You also they don't show it here on the Disney, like if you go to disney.go.com and you look at the menu, it doesn't show, but you can get the full wine list. The wine list of California Grill is one of the most extensive on Disney property, and they're very well known for it, obviously. So you can get the full wine menu there. It's just not showing here. But normally I'll get just a like I have the bitchiest vodka martini order. I have bitchy Starbucks orders, and I have bitchy vodka martinis ordered. And that's what I would get here. It is a vodka martini, straight up, dirty, dry, with stuffed olives.
Ooh.
I'm such an asshole, guys. I am sorry. I'm very aware of it. Like, I want you to know that I'm aware. Like, I'm not coming into here. I usually do apologize before I order my drink, but like, listen, I know what I want.
Yeah, and this, considering like this is the California Grill, like I
Right.
think if you don't have a bitchy order,
Yeah.
like you're wasting your time. Go to the Wave. Um, I'm, and yeah, I wouldn't be able to do a gin martini. Although I have started recently liking the taste of gin, but it's also got to be mixed with
Yeah.
other things. But the Sonoma Sunset, no, actually, wait, I'm sorry. The Sonoma Maple Bourbon Old Fashioned.
Hmm.
I don't
It's
know
very
what
good.
it is
Yeah.
about, bourbon and whiskey. Well, mostly bourbon because old fashions are generally made with bourbon.
Hmm.
It messes me up. Like I get
It's the dark liquor.
drunk
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
it's it, and it's I don't know if it's a concentrate of it or like the alcohol percentage of it, but like I'll never forget at a restaurant bar that I worked at for a while. I had the day off. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go in. We always get like good prices on the drinks and stuff. So I was like, shoot, I'm gonna try an old fashioned, and I'm gonna
Yeah. No, I
and
hear
and
you.
I've, and
Yeah.
I've tried an old fashioned and a Manhattan, and I was drunk, big drunk, and I had to Uber home
Oh,
after two
okay.
drinks.
One of the three times, I think I've thrown up 3 times from drinking. 3 times in my entire 37 years of life. And one of the times I threw up from drinking was I was in New York City. I was when I was working in New York City, and I went out with one of my friends. We went to I had just got a tattoo because I'd wanted to get a tattoo forever. And then I felt the need to celebrate. You're not really supposed to drink when you get a tattoo. I didn't know that. And we went to Employees Only, which is like a well-known lounge in the city. And I probably had 3 Manhattans. And then we went to another speakeasy, and I think I had 2 more Manhattans, and I puked for like ever. It was
Oh,
rough, rough, rough.
I'm looking at the beer and wine list, and theirs is different. Not by, or sorry, not the beers and hard ciders list. We've talked about it.
Yeah.
I love hard ciders. The orange blossoms on there. I don't like it too
What?
much. You can also get it at Hollywood Studios at their new
Yeah.
California bar that's in there. Ooh, I wonder if there's a
Mhm.
relationship there. Even though these are
Uh-huh.
even though these are Orlando, Florida drinks.
Yeah, but still, yeah.
Anywho, I got so excited because my absolute favorite cider, write this down, boys and girls, if you want to send me anything that's an alcoholic beverage, is the
Into
Recorder
it.
Leg uh, pear cider. And I saw
Ooh.
Recorder Leg here, but it's a strawberry lime cider, and I don't like that one. But it's the most, it tastes like you're biting into a pear, like like a carbonated pear. It is
Oh, that
the
sounds
best
very
pear
good.
cider.
Try
And if
that.
you pair that, pun intended, if you pair that with a Guinness, like if you put the pear cider at the bottom and then Guinness on the top, floated on the top. It is the best drink I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
So I
That's
was really
awesome. That
sad to
sounds so
see
good. I
that
can
it was
try
Recorder Lake strawberry lime cider and not pear cider. And now we can move on because I'm sad.
that. So I wouldn't recommend the California Grill Lounge unless it's a slow time of year. So like if you're going in like January,
It's
or
gonna be hard to
whatever,
pub crawl to that.
it's
Like
hard to pub
that's
crawl
not
there.
like a
Yeah.
spur of the moment kind of thing.
You gotta like know what time of year you're going. So like if you can do it, then great. But like I it's just gonna be very hard. It's hard to
Yeah,
do.
and who wants to like time out their pub crawling? Like a pub crawl is meant to gather with friends and have a good time, hit a
Hmm.
bar, and when you're ready, go to the next one. You don't want to be like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, time for our appointment.
Also, don't forget, keep your receipt because you can go back and watch fireworks. They're not doing night shows right now, obviously, with the situation with COVID right now. But when there are normal night shows, keep that receipt because then you can go up and watch it later on that night. Go up and to their deck and you can watch it from there. So keep your receipt because then you can go watch the fireworks from there. Yeah. Let's move on. Okay, so let's get back on the monorail. Let's go to Polynesian.
Yes, on the monorail. Wash your montangos and por favor escuchar.
So let's start with Trader Sam's Grog Grotto, which you and I disagree on.
Guys, it's just too much. Big time disagree. And is it fun? Yes. It's just, and actually right now it might be a lot more fun because, max capacity rules and all that. It is just so crowded. And when you go in, like you say, hey, I have a party of 7. You go
Good
in
luck.
and they have 7 seats available. Are they near each other? Probably not. Are you going to have to ask people if you can scooch some chairs around? 100%. So if it's just like you and like maybe 1 or 2 other people, cool. But if you are going with a larger group, the chances are either you're not going to be sitting next to each other or you're going to have to ask people to move around. And I just didn't like that. It is so, what do they call it to make things sound cute? Cozy, like, oh, cozy
Sure.
cottage in the
Yeah.
woods. Oh, so the cottage is 12 square feet. Like, it's small. Again,
Yeah.
if I
It's
were
very
going with just 1 or 2 friends, like if I were to go and visit my cousins this weekend and we went, I think it would be a little bit better because
yeah.
it would be easier for 3 people to sit next to each other.
Yeah.
But
It's better
because
with
of my experience, the group
yeah.
size of the group that was there, I would give it another try. I'd give it another chance. Also, if you don't like dark liquors, like if you don't like, obviously you can order anything. It's a full size bar. All their signature drinks, however, are mostly bourbons and stuff along that line.
Rums and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rum is it's the Polynesian. Rum is
Yeah.
very,
It makes sense. Yeah. Here's my thing. I love Trader Sam's. I love both of them. I love the one here at Disney World and the original in Disneyland. I actually think I like the one in Disneyland a little. I don't know which one I like better, but it's cool to go to both. Yeah, I agree. It's very hard to get in. It's very hard to get an actual seat. It's very loud. They're always singing those songs, which I think it's all part of the ambiance, and I get it. It's
yeah,
fun. It's a
it's
lot of
all part of
fun.
that thing.
Yeah, but sometimes like I would probably if you're able to get into this and do a hub crawl here, like God bless you, but it's another one of those places that are kind of like really hard. Like if you're trying to do this, like it's going to be I would suggest you go to the Trader Sam's Tiki Terrace, which is just the outside. So
Yeah,
it's like kind of looking out onto the main Polynesian pool,
which
and
I
I would
like.
suggest
I mean,
there.
you get
It's very
you
nice.
again, you get everything that you want from the inside. Granted, you're not going to see the lights flashing and this and that, but you get all the
Right.
drinks and you're outside looking at the water, which might get a little warm, but at the same time, there's space. There's
There's
so much
space.
more space.
Yeah, and you get the same drinks. You can also get the souvenir mugs. So we can kind of
Mhm.
combine these two together. if you're wanting to just kind of like have a nice outside meal and it's beautiful, like with the tiki torches, and it's very nice at night. I would definitely say do the tiki terrace because it's much easier to get a table. It's much more spread out.
And we did both that
It's
day.
very nice.
We started there because
Yeah,
obviously, like you just mentioned, again, this isn't like a place where you need to make a reservation,
well, you
but
can't.
I mean,
That's the
right, right,
problem.
right.
Yeah,
Okay, that's true. So
that's what causes the problem.
it's not a reservation place, so you go and you put your name on a waiting list, and then you're called upon.
Yeah,
So we put our name on the list, and then we went to the outside lounge, and I would maybe have rather just stay out there
yeah,
because I mean, again, the inside's fun. It's just loud. They got their. It's like going to the tiki room and trying to
yeah.
enjoy a conversation and a beverage.
One thing I really enjoy about both locations is the food here. The food is
I
fantastic.
am looking at these appetizers list. I'm like, ooh, sushi roll, yup.
It's
Pan fried
fantastic.
dumplings, yup. Thai chicken flatbread, yup.
Yeah, I've had quite a few of these things on the menu, depending on which location I've gone to.
Kalua pork tacos,
They're
yup.
very good. Very, very good. I'm looking at this now because now I'm like, "Oh, what do I get now?" I don't know if they have anything. Oh,
Veggie
veggie
rainbow
rainbow roll,
roll.
but that's
There you
lame. I
go.
probably so if I default to fish if I can't find anything, so I'd probably the poke's very, very good. I've had that. I've had the dumplings. I've had both the sushi rolls. The pork tacos are phenomenal. Because like Nick and I have gone a couple times, and we've actually done this as our dinner, and we just get like a bunch of these and just eat it, and it was fantastic. It was a really nice like night out, like real chill. Especially it's good if you've been at the pool all day and you just want to kind of like chill. In my
I'm
opinion,
trying to remember what. Okay, so I had the spiky pineapple, and that was really good for the drinks.
yeah,
Um, Matt had the shrunken zombie head, and
yeah. Nick's had that. Yeah,
it that one's rough. That one is rough to get through
it's
because it's
yeah.
just a bunch of different kinds of rums, and it's just strong as
Yeah, they're
shit.
just it's just a lot of business.
I think I had the spiced island, which was really good.
Yeah. I've had the which is the one that's like the huge one they set on fire? Is that the Krakatoa punch? I think.
Um,
Let's
I'm
see
gonna
what
have
it
to
is.
read
I
through
can't
these.
remember. But anyways, it's a big one. They set it on fire. It's actually very good. It's not a lot of these drinks can be very sweet. This one was not, and it was very alcoholy, which I like. I've had the rum flight because I was feeling adventurous and I did not finish it. But all of these, I think I've gotten the souvenir. That's what's cool. Like you get to take home the souvenir. So I know Nick's. We have the shrunken zombie head, and then a lot of times they have my favorite rum here. Which is Zacapa. And sometimes I'll just get like a rum and coke because it's hard to find Zacapa, and they have it here, and so I'll usually just get that. Quite honestly, it's kind of hard to find that rum anywhere else. And that's definitely what I get on the outside when I sit on the terrace. Is
Mm-hmm.
just a Zacapa and coke.
Just add to the ambiance.
Yeah. So let's go upstairs to Tambu.
Tambu, I've not been there.
Tambu's awesome. Tambu's a great spot. I highly recommend it to go and get some snacks there. I think you can, and I could be completely wrong. I think you can get the full Ohana menu there, but I could be nuts. But I've
I mean, obviously it doesn't say that,
doesn't say
but
here. Yeah, they none of them say if you can get the full menu, but
right.
um Tambu Lounge is awesome. It's a really nice place to watch fireworks. I don't think they pump the music in, but I love Tambu Lounge. I like going there before I go to some of the hard ticketed events like this Not So Scary or Mickey's Very Merry Christmas, just to like grab a
Which
drink there
not
because
so
it's easy.
scary isn't happening this year, right?
I know it is not happening. Not surprised, quite honestly, because it's hard to control people in the dark. So I get it. But the appetizers here are legit. The conch ceviche is phenomenal. I've had that.
I
I've
will
also had.
be deep throating all of the crispy chicken spring
Oh, I
rolls.
was just gonna say,
I
yeah, they're very
love
good.
spring rolls, and
Very, very good.
I don't really like pork ones, but anywho, specialty cocktails. What you got?
So the most famous drink here is the Lapu Lapu. which is plantation original dark rum and tropical fruit juices in a fresh. So it's served in a pineapple, and it's topped with 151. I have not had it. Brianna's had it. And it was very
151,
good.
guys.
Yeah,
Yikes.
it can fuck you up.
It will fuck you
Um,
up.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what I've gotten here. I think it might have just been like uh a margarita. It's just something basic, like a margarita, or like I might have gotten. What was it?
So
I
I
think I
see
might have
the
gotten
pina
Sprite.
coladas here also, and the way
Yep,
they've kind of zhuzhed it up for this area is that it is uh, spelt a little, like the
like
font is different.
colava.
Colada!
Yeah.
That's what I'd
So
get.
definitely,
I
yeah.
love it.
It gets really hectic here sometimes. So like, just kind of, this is one of those ones that are like kind of hard to like. You have to space it out. Like if you can go and check and see how it is, because Tampa that should be a little but you can still go up to the bar and like get a drink. So if you're cool with like not getting like a table or a chair, it's perfect for a pub crawl.
And also, like, I'm looking at the beer list. I'd probably skip the pina colada here to try because I'm picky about my beers. I only like stouts and porters, and they actually have a porter here, and it's
Yeah,
Hawaiian sourced. So I would get that
nice,
because when else would I be able to get that? It's
right?
the Maui Brewing Co. Coconut Hiwa Porter. It's from
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna butcher this, guys. I'm so sorry. Kihei, Hawaii. I don't know. I'm sorry.
I can't pronounce Hawaiian names. It's totally fine.
Um, I will learn if you guys teach me. Send me
There you have it. Gotta tell us.
the phonetic pronunciation of it, and I will try my
Mhm.
best. But yeah, I love a porter, and I would definitely try that.
Me too. Me too. Well, let's get back on the monorail. We got one more stop.
Ooh, ding ding ding
One
goes a
more stop.
trolley.
Oh,
Clang clang
dude,
clang goes a
yes, I love that
bell.
song. Hell yeah, I love that
So
song.
does Elvis Duran in the morning show, and
Oh,
he's
I
my
didn't know
hero.
that. You love him. Oh, that's awesome. I had no idea. I love that song. Oh, I sing it all the time. All right. Well, let's
Agreed.
go to Citricoast Lounge first.
Okie dokie.
Um, I have gone to Citricoast. So this is a weird. That's not really a weird story. I had to go to Disney for work. I was there for a conference
Oh,
so we were
boo.
staying in the Contemporary. I know we were staying in the Contemporary, and then my husband and I. Well, Nick flew down and like came and met me, but I had one day, like a day and a half, that I was kind of by myself. So not a day and a half, but like my meetings ended that afternoon. I had to go have dinner by myself, and then Nick wasn't coming until like the next evening. So I had two dinners by myself. So one of them was where we were earlier. I ate at the California Lounge or California Grill Lounge. Just ate by myself at the bar, had full menu, fantastic. And I also did the same thing here at Citricoast because a expense account. Because this one I could count as an expense dinner because I was technically traveling home. So that was awesome. So Citricoast Lounge is the same situation. You can get the full Citricoast menu, which is what I did. But they also have a lounge menu. So it's right when you walk into Citricoast, right before you get into the dining area. So there is a standalone bar there and some lounge seating. And you see a lot of people like me who are like business people, like by themselves, just eating dinner there. It's random as
Oh.
hell.
Yeah.
Like I was not alone. Like, so it was cool. I didn't feel like such an asshole, but it was like really cool. And I love Citricoast. Citricoast is kind of like looked over a lot. I think it's fantastic. I think the food's fantastic. It's like Mediterranean. It's real good. I love it. It's real good.
I'm going to have to go through it because, again, I've only ever eaten at Narcoossee's, and
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I just got like a basic wine when I was there because my
yeah.
mom, lovely, lovely angel lady, paid for my meal, and I didn't.
Aw.
I mean, like the steak alone was like $60, and I didn't want
Oh
to
yeah, it's no joke.
break her
Yeah.
neck.
No joke.
So, ooh, shit, first course.
So yeah, this is kind of like a little bit of a menu.
I
And then
can't
it's
even
not too
pronounce
far.
any of this.
Which one? The octopus a la plancha.
Any of them. The lime
Aspar-
guillier, like what?
Gelée.
Oh, I got pate.
Yeah, no pate. It's
Um, I would go with the octopus a la plancha
Yeah, that's what I would get too.
only
Ooh, sounds real good.
because as an adult, I have gotten much more experimental with food, And like when I go to sushi restaurants, I typically like to have one roll that is like really weird, like octopus or like just some kind of. Forgive me. I don't want to say weird because that's insensitive. That's totally normal.
I know what you mean,
Um,
though.
but like for me, a basic white boy American who grew up eating nothing but beans and rice, an octopus roll is pretty adventurous. So
So good.
my mom actually used to have a song that remember Merlin from The Sword and the Stone. He goes
Yeah.
to and fro, back and forth. That's what makes the world go round. She would always
Oh,
say beans and rice, beans and rice. That's what makes this world
yeah.
go round. Because that's like literally all I would eat.
That's
But
so
anyways,
cute.
I would definitely go for this octopus a la plancha because it just sounds really good.
Yeah. No, that's what I would get too. And it's so, now that I'm looking at, like, as I scroll down, scrolling down to like the entree part, and I was just thinking about this because obviously I never got to go to Disney yet as a vegetarian. And I'm realizing, like, as a vegetarian, it's like clutch to be a vegetarian. Those are like the cheaper options on the menus.
Which is weird, and I say that because like if you go to fast food restaurants like Burger King and everywhere that sells the Impossible Burgers, minus
Yeah.
Disney, um, and I mean anywhere really, like if you get a salad from Panera, it's like $112, but
Yeah.
at Disney, it's like the opposite. It's like okay, cool, you're not having any meat, $12.
Right. Yeah. I don't understand. And it's kind of true. Like, so I didn't really think about this because Nick and I usually get like a bottle of wine or something, and wine is severely overpriced at Disney. Their markup is outrageous. We talked about this. Was it the last episode we talked about this? The markup
Yeah.
on wine?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe the episode before last.
We've talked about it a lot.
Yeah,
Like
we
I
we
would,
revisit.
yeah. So like I'm thinking, like, so for me, I would get the quinoa and provençal ratatouille. First off, I love ratatouille. It's my favorite thing to make. I love ratatouille
I
so
was
much.
gonna say, okay, I was gonna say
Ugh.
she's getting the ratatouille. She's talked about it. You've made it. I've
Uh,
seen your photos.
but if I was living my before life, I've had those red wine braised beef short ribs. They are unreal. And their filet at any of the signature restaurants is great.
Oh yeah,
Disney is fantastic with steak. So any of those would be just phenomenal.
obviously. I don't know. So this is a bar crawl. I wouldn't get any of these
I wouldn't get
entrees.
any of this. I'm just saying, like, this is
Yeah,
what's up.
but if I was going to come here to eat that plancha seared beef fillet, going down the hatch.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, they have a Vesper here. I love
Truffle
Vesper.
fries. Gonna get that because Elvis Duran talks
That
about it
would
a
be
lot.
good. That would be good for a pub crawl, is to get a truffle
Yeah.
fries. There you go. There you
Yeah,
go.
just get these enhancements. I almost said enchantments, which is very Disney anyway.
It's very on brand.
Town Braun.
Their specialty cocktails, though, are really great, and they have multiple different kinds of old fashions, which I live and die for. So I'm very impressed by it.
Let me
This
see.
is one of those
I have one.
places, if you're eating there physically, like if you're physically eating there, they bring around a cocktail cart, like a beverage cart at the end of the night. So it's like ports and bourbons and scotches and shit. It's really fancy. You're just like, this is a lot. They're like, what would you like to drink for your after dinner beverage? And I'm like, I'll have a port. I love it.
Hmm.
I love Central Girls.
I
People
would
get shit on it. I love
probably go with the strawberry basil mule.
Oh,
Uh,
bless. I didn't even see that. I would get that. Damn.
that
Let's
sounds really.
go.
I mean, just the basil and the ginger. I think that would be really refreshing.
Yes.
Everything else, I think, might be too much. I mean, if I was gonna get, if that wasn't in existence, I'd probably get the citrus golden margarita.
Mhm.
I think everything else would just send me over the edge with all this
Yeah, I hear you.
old fashions and Manhattans and
Yeah.
such.
Now you were talking about Narcoossee's earlier. I didn't include Narcoossee's as part of this because you have to like leave the building and go like to the other end of the resort to go to Narcoossee's. You could if you wanted to be adventurous and go over to Narcoossee's.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
It is
hike.
in the back. Like it
Yeah.
took me a minute to find it when I was meeting my mom there with her residents. It is tucked away. However, it is
Yeah.
a very beautiful firework watching
Oh, I
experience.
love it so much. Yeah,
And the
I can't say
food
enough.
there.
Oh, yes, it's so good. Food there's amazing. That's another place you can sit at their lounge and get the full menu. It's not like a lounge, it's like a bar. And you go like up a little step and there's like a little round bar. And you can get full menu there. Nick and I have done that quite a few times. Highly recommend Narcoossee's. I wouldn't say it makes sense for Monorail pub crawl because you have to like go so far.
No, no. And like guys, just to give you an idea of like I'm looking at these entrees. If you are a baller on a budget, such as I, this is either something you're gonna save up for and kind of treat yourself with, or you're just gonna have to pass it up
Mhm.
because like these entrees, steamed Maine lobster, $72, crispy organic tofu, $34.
Mhm.
Um, and then you gotta factor in drinks, tips, and I mean the black Angus is what I got. No, I got the
Right.
grilled grass fed filet mignon.
Oh,
And
their
it was
filet there is
so
so
good.
good. Oh, their
Like you could
filet.
just like cut it with a fork. It was a plastic fork. It was so freaking good. Uh,
Yeah.
and the mashed potatoes there are so good.
Yes, they
Everything
are. That is
there,
one of the few places Nick will eat mashed potatoes is Narcoossee's. Yes,
it's
100%.
they're unbelievable. Like
Oh, it
oh,
lost
I can't
communication.
even describe them.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. Oh my god.
Oh man,
We got one more, guys. We got Enchanted Rose, which is the hot, new, flashy lounge in Walt Disney World.
I don't even think. Oh, this is the new library place, right?
Yeah. It took over for Misner's.
Yes. Which
I
I
have
never went
gone.
to as Misner's, so this
Oh,
will
I
be
loved
all
it.
I'll know it as.
Yeah. Well, Misner's was great. It was another one of those basic ass like hotel bars. Like it was like the equivalent of Outer Rim. Or equivalent of not really because Tampo's not really like a restaurant bar, but like you know what I mean. But Enchanted Rose is another one of those places that is an experience, and I would include this as part of your crawl if you can get in
Mhm.
because you can have a really nice beverage
Oh, and they've got
and
a yeah, they've got a couple different beverage menus here. They got a
oh,
featured
so nice.
cocktails, grand cocktails, featured martinis, like plus the beer, wine,
Yeah.
hard ciders.
And we when
Wow.
because Enchanted Rose opened last year and we did an in-depth coverage
Hmm.
of the menu and then I also in one of my trip reports went there. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. But we're just gonna pick a drink here just for shits and giggles.
I don't
They
know
have a
this
macaroni.
crab macaroni and truffle fries. Hmm.
Oh yeah, they have like some little food. Now, Misner's used to be able to get the Citricos menu brought in there and you can eat off the Citricos menu. I don't know if that's the case anymore here, but you used to be
I
able
could
to.
imagine it would. I could imagine it would change that. You know.
Yeah, I don't know why not. I mean, like, who cares? But
Ooh. Okay, so under the featured cocktails menu, I think
mhm.
I would go with the Island Rose, which is Kettle One grapefruit and rose,
Ooh,
lime
very French.
or Argetta, which is almond, pineapple, bitters, and rose water.
Nice.
That sounds refreshing.
Yeah. I've had they usually have like a seasonal old fashioned that I've had that here. But if I was going in the summer, I'd probably get a mojito or a Kir Royale. Oh my god, I love a Kir Royale, but it's like $27.
Yeah, I was looking at that one, and I mean the
Holy
bottle
hell.
for the French 75 is $20, which isn't bad for a whole bottle. Which I guess actually, what is it? Is it like a
I don't think
bottle
that's
of beer
right.
kind of bottle, or is it like a bottle of like
No,
a
because French 75 is
regular
a
bottle of wine?
cocktail. I think that's a typo. I
Okay.
definitely think that's it.
Um,
In their Curial, it's a Veuve Clicquot yellow label brut champagne, so that's probably the majority of the cost. And so normally a Kir Royale is
I
champagne and Chambord. But these fools over here have Veuve Clicquot and the Chambord caviar pearls. So it's a fancier Kir Royale. So I'd probably get that just to see what
listen.
it's
I would. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm gonna get that too
like.
because I love Chambord. I love Chambord and champagne, and I would love to experiment and see what the hell is a Chambord caviar pearl.
So sometimes they have during I don't know if it's during Food and Wine or if it's during Flower and Garden, but the French in Epcot, the French booth usually one of those festivals they have a cure. Key Royale, and it's so good. I love a Key Royale. For
You're
some
so
reason,
good.
it was. I, this is how friggin' lame I am. My 21st birthday. So like we always have like a big dinner at our house for everyone's birthday, and that was my signature drink when I turned 21 was a Key Royale.
I don't think that's lame. I mean, you
So
turned what,
lame.
21 in
What?
1942? That's like very time period.
Oh, wait, what year was it when I turned 20? 2004, okay? 2004.
You
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
what I was doing. You don't want to know what I was doing in
Oh
2004.
my God, you were probably in like kindergarten.
No, I'm not that much younger than you. I was in eighth grade.
Oh, that's rough.
That's my 21st birthday. I didn't have. That was before I started my annual themed Halloween parties. So that
Oh
was
yeah,
just
those are epic. Those are epic.
for my 21st birthday. I reserved like a VIP section at a bar,
Yes,
and
get
a
it.
bunch of my friends showed up, had a good time, threw up in the bathroom, and had to be taken home. Threw up
I
all the way up and down Highway 75.
I didn't throw up from alcohol till I was 30. I was at least 31 or 32. Isn't that crazy? I
That's
had
rough.
hangovers. I had hangovers. It wasn't that I never had hangovers. Like I had some
But
hangovers.
like drink until you puke kind of thing.
Or like drink until I put. Yeah, it was not until I was like 31 or so.
Oof,
And now
still
I'm
do
starting to have these problems.
it.
I mean, like, no, it's like it's a fate worse than death, in my opinion.
Ooh, ooh. I just noticed on their menu, this is the last stop. So I would probably get the espresso martini.
Yes.
I think
Oh,
that would round it all up.
good.
That monorail, you've made it to the end. You need a little boost to get you back
A
to
little
your room.
dessert.
Espresso
Mm-hmm.
martini.
Live. Didn't you have an espresso martini at Tutti Gusto when we were there?
Sure flippin'
It
did.
was
And it was beautiful. Oh, God, those things are so good. Like,
fantastic.
the first time I had it was when I went with Eat, Drink, Travel, Dream, and his friends got it. And I was like, yeah, that's a little weird. And they let me take a sip. And I was like, 3, please.
Yeah, it's so good. I love it.
Pour
I usually will get one of those for
espresso
dessert.
on me.
Oh my God. We did it. We did our pub crawl. That was a good one.
It was
Thanks,
good,
Brandon.
guys. Brandon, you son of a bitch, you did it again.
Son of a bitch. So for our next episode, guys, and if you haven't heard, um, obviously like the flower and garden got halted in in March, and so that didn't get which is sad because first I was supposed to go in April. You were supposed to go in May. And it's my favorite festival. So I was pretty bummed about that. And because they can't really do like a full food and wine, so they are doing it's called a Taste of Epcot's Food and Wine Festival, and it's starting on July 15th. By the time you hear that episode, it's going to be after July 15th, but that's what we're talking about. We're going to talk about like we normally do whenever it's any of the festivals. We go through all the menus and we give you our choices, and we're going to be doing that on our next.
I personally, I personally love Epcot Festival
Oh, they're
episodes that we
great.
record
They're great. They're my
because
favorite.
we go through every country, we go through every menu, and it's like there's just so much to choose from.
Yeah.
And sometimes, okay, so like if you're going there, you know what? I'll hold on to this until next week. You got to listen to next week to hear my thoughts on that.
Yeah. For sure, guys. Yeah, it's going to be super fun. We're very excited to talk about it because it's kind of like a sort of like a new festival. So, and we don't really know what to expect. We don't pre-read the menus. So we do this like live on the air. You guys are here like as if we were in front of the booths ourselves and trying to choose what we want. So it's going to be fun. We're very excited about it.
Just a little less anxiety because we have a little bit more time to decide what it is we want to drink or eat.
That's right.
Instead of going, oh God, there's people behind me. What do I want? I'll take
Yeah, we can come into it a little more planned. So, but yeah, so stay tuned for our next episode, guys. My name is Annie at WGW Collective, and with me is my wonderful, most fantastic one. Anyone else is my co-host.
That's me. Brady McCleary, known to you as Brady Cam on Instagram. And I can't wait to talk about the festival next week. I can't wait to hear what you guys thought about this episode this week. Again, if anything you would have changed as far as like what, like, oh, they want to get the Crab Rangoon
Yeah,
lane,
we want
try
to hear what you
this.
get. Yeah, tell us,
What
gal.
again? Tell
You
us
know,
what you want to get.
it's a judgment-free zone, fam.
I mean, I might judge you if you get like a salad or a soup, but like,
Yeah.
the world is your pub crawl.
Yeah. All right, guys, we will talk to you on the next episode.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.